Tony Stark stopped being a hero the night he built a mine without asking anyone's permission. Avengers, Age of Ultron, 2015. The scene, Tony and Bruce Banner alone in a lab, birthing Ultron in secret. Not a fight, not a loss. A decision made in silence in a room with the door closed. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why that scene, not any battle after it, is where Iron Man quietly died. Here's the question. How does a hero become the villain's origin story without a single line of dialogue announcing it? Here's the twist. Tony doesn't fall because he stops caring. He falls because he starts caring too much, in exactly the wrong direction, aimed at exactly the wrong problem. This is cinematic psychology, where every villain you've ever feared was actually teaching you something about yourself. Joss Whedon sets this up carefully, and it's easy to miss if you're watching for explosions instead of decisions. Tony's just had a vision. Wanda Maximoff showed him the Avengers dead, the Earth in ruins. A future he can't unsee no matter how many times he blinks. He comes home shaken, and he does what engineers do with fear. He tries to build his way out of it. Fear becomes a blueprint. Panic becomes a project. He pulls Bruce into it. Not the team, not Fury, not Steve Rogers. The one person on that roster built to say no. Built to ask the hard question before the smart one. 2 men, 1 lab, 1 secret, working late while the rest of the Avengers sleep upstairs, unaware that their future is being rewritten a few floors below them. That secret has a name. Ultron, and the fact that nobody else gets a vote isn't a plot hole. That's the entire point. Psychologists call it trauma-driven control. After a threat you couldn't stop, you try to seize control of everything you can, even things that were never actually in danger to begin with. Tony saw an unbeatable future once, just for a moment, and that moment was enough. Now he needs to make every future beatable, even if it means building the very weapon that ends up threatening it. Control becomes the medicine, whether or not it's the right one for the wound. You felt a smaller version of this, even if nobody around you called it a superhero movie. One bad diagnosis and you suddenly need every lab result explained twice. Need every doctor's tone analyzed for hidden meaning. One layoff and you start controlling budgets nobody asked you to touch, tracking spreadsheets that were never your job. Fear doesn't just scare us. It hands us a tool and tells us to fix something, anything, right now, and it doesn't much care whether that something was ever actually broken. The second principle is moral licensing, the belief that past good behavior earns you a pass on present bad behavior. Like heroism is a currency you can spend down quietly. Tony saved the world twice already, first from an alien invasion, then from himself in more than one suit. In his head, that record buys him the right to skip the vote this time, because surely a man with that resume has earned the benefit of the doubt. Notice what he doesn't do. He doesn't ask the team, even the ones he trusts with his life in the field. He doesn't ask Wanda, whose power he's about to steal the shape of, by borrowing her gift without ever borrowing her permission. He treats his own history as a credential, and credentials in his mind don't need consent attached to them. That's the quiet lie moral licensing tells all of us, that yesterday's good choice pre-approves today's shortcut. You've done this too on a much smaller scale. Work hard all week so you snap at your kid and call it earned, like exhaustion is a coupon you get to redeem on someone else. Given generously last year, so you skip the task this year, telling yourself the ledger's already in your favor. The math never actually balances, it just feels like it should. And that feeling is exactly what makes it dangerous. Here's the third principle, and it's the one that breaks him, the Guardian's isolation. The more someone believes they're the only one who can protect the group, the more they start protecting the group from itself, treating the people beside them as a risk to be managed, instead of partners to be trusted. Watch Ultron's first words after he wakes up in that lab. He doesn't attack the enemy, because in his mind the enemy isn't out there yet. He goes straight for Tony's own team, calling them dead weight, calling them unworthy of the cause they've already died trying to serve. That's not a scripting accident. It's Tony's fear talking through a machine he built in his own image, right down to the sarcasm. He didn't just build a weapon that night. He built a mirror, and the mirror despises the very people it was made to protect, because that's exactly what Tony, underneath the charm, was starting to feel about them too. That's the shot to remember, more than any explosion later in the film. Ultron looking at the Avengers like they're the problem, like the team itself is the vulnerability. Because for one unguarded night, in a locked lab, that's exactly how Tony saw them too. And he never said it out loud to a single one of them. Strip away the metal and the scepter, and this scene isn't about robots at all. It's about what happens the moment you decide. You're the only responsible adult in the room, the only one who can see the danger clearly enough to act on it. That decision feels like leadership from the inside. It's actually withdrawal, dressed up in a leadership costume so well that even the person wearing it doesn't recognize it. You've seen it at work. The manager who stops delegating because nobody else can be trusted to do it right, who quietly takes every decision back onto their own desk and slowly becomes the bottleneck the whole team learns to resent. You've seen it at home. The parent who makes every decision alone because asking feels like weakness, who ends up isolated inside their own family, surrounded by people but consulting none of them. Tony's cave in Age of Ultron isn't Afghanistan, isn't a hole in the ground with wires and captors. It's a nice apartment with good lighting and a great view, and that's exactly what makes it scarier. Nothing about it looks like a trap from the outside. The line worth keeping. The hero doesn't fall when he stops fighting for people. He falls the moment he stops fighting with them, the moment the team becomes an audience instead of a partner. 3 things to take with you. 1. Fear makes us grab for control, even in places that were never actually unsafe, and that grab feels like safety while it's happening. 2. Past good deeds don't buy present day silence. Moral licensing is a debt, not a credit, and it comes due exactly when you least expect it to. 3. The protector who isolates himself from the people he's protecting always ends up protecting them from something he created himself, in a room they were never invited into. If you caught the moment before Ultron says a single word, type Ultron in the comments, and I'll pin the best replies. Next episode, we go inside the mind of a man who never raised his voice once, and still became the most feared villain in modern cinema. Subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss it.